Yeah, so I made a video last night, about um, just a couple things that were on my mind. And, I'm out here this morning and just something I was listening to earlier and kind of, made me think. I just wanted to share it, once more. You know, there's, you know, people, the so-called quote unquote black persuasion, or whoever you've been studying about your history, your past, um, trying to figure out where you come from, what's your purpose, etc., etc. When you come into this knowledge, um, and of course you have facts to back it up. I think you should put it out there as much as possible and share it for other people. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out here on YouTube, especially that's, some of them they're out here teaching and preaching and doing things that I'm pretty sure that they feel in their heart, they're doing for a good purpose. And I myself believe that the purpose is a righteous one as well, teaching from the word of God. But at the same time, you have a lot of people that they have certain programming instilled in them that's preventing them from picking up that book. And I think one of the main ones is the the tarnishing of the name of King James, the one who authorized the Bible. Okay, there's a lot of talk about this man, and that he was a white man, and he had all these perversions attached to him. But I'll put it like this, because this is one of the things that struck me after reading the Bible and getting into it for myself. Okay, if you have a person that has all these perversions, right? Why would he authorize a Bible that so heavily condemns him and the things that he was into or he was doing? Now, this is why I say, most people are not smart. Yeah, it's people that go to college, they have a little book wisdom, they know things in the field, and so on and so forth. I'm not contesting that fact. People know how to use smartphones, knowledge is increased, blah, blah, blah. Okay, accepted. But people are not wise. You know, if people are telling you something and you don't verify it, how are you? How do you have a leg to stand on when you make these comments? Because I was looking at a video and it resonated so hard with me, because this is one of the first things that I myself had heard. Okay, this brother was teaching and he was talking about, there's a lot of people out there putting out the the myth about King James and who he was and how he was gay, he had sex with his mother and all this other stuff. And I'm like, listening, I'm like, yeah, but that's the same things that I heard, you know? And it's like you hear them, but how do you verify them? You verify them by actually wanting to verify them and wanting to find out the truth. It's not just going to fall in your lap. All the negatives are going to fall in your lap and you're going to face roadblocks, because that's the nature of confusion. That's what, you know, they have set up to keep you away from the truth. That's how it is. If you want the actual truth, you got to go out and find it. You got to do the research yourself. You spend your time in the books. You got to research people, their backgrounds, their work, the kind of work that they've been doing. Because let's not get it twisted, really. All the research you're going to be doing is based on what somebody else did and what somebody else uncovered. You don't have access to old manuscripts. You don't have access to ancient books. And when I say you, I'm talking about, people in general. You don't have access to these things. So for the most part, we got to go based on what somebody else was able to uncover. But the problem is, a lot of these people haven't uncovered anything. What they've done for the most part is try to keep it covered. And that's what I have found out in my roughly 10-year journey of trying to, you know, go through, study the Bible, pick up from preachers, teachers, researchers, and see, the correlation between this whole, so-called black man America pushing towards Egyptology and, accepting, you see guys rocking the all-seeing eye on their shirts, they're rocking unks, they're rocking, what do you call it? Um, Pyramids, anything Egypt. That's what they're into. And they have left it saying, oh, nah, the Bible is the white man's book. And who told you the Bible is the white man's book? Who told you that lie? And you fell for it. You 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 saw a few paintings from the Renaissance era that had King James whitewashed, which is something that is known to have happened. Oh, yeah, it's a white man's book. Okay, let's just say it is a white man's book. For argument's sake, let's say it is. If the things that are in that book are condemning the very same things that white man you're talking about is doing right now in his current culture, I don't see a problem with that. If you're so-called wokey woke, blackity black, that's what you should be pointing out to your fellow white folks. That's what you should be bringing up. Oh, this is a white man's book, and this white man was a king, and he's condemning all the things that y'all doing. So how you feel about that? That I think that would be a point of contention. But nobody's saying that. So what's the point? You know, my honest belief and research has led me to conclude all these things have been said about King James he was a so-called black man, a man of color. Worse than that, they used that as part of the long game to keep our people away from the book. Not even interested in opening it because they have attempted so ferociously to tarnish his name. And that is what is disconcerting about it, because I was one of those people that believed what I heard. And I heard about it, I was like, ew, had sex with his mother. Ew, that is, there's no level to the grossness of that. But it just goes to show you, when you're young, you're dumb, you have really no interest in trying to sort these things or source these things out for yourself and find the truth. But if the Spirit of the Lord is upon you, you will go after the truth, and you will still open that book. You will still crack it open to see what it says. And if it says anything contrary to this man's lifestyle, then you're like, okay, so if he was doing that and he still authorized this book, that means the Lord did something to him. The Lord forced him to change. He came around and he authorized the book. Regardless, so it don't even matter if what they say is true. Even if what they say is true about him, and then he came around and authorized that book, that means there was a change within him that was more than skin deep. And that's my message. That's what you gotta understand, that regardless of, even if anything they say about him is true, regardless of his skin complexion, the book that he authorized is condemnation on anybody that live a lifestyle, engaging in the actions therein. So, there you have it. What more can I say about that?